Hi everyone, and welcome to another fantastic episode. I don't know why I said that. Oh,
Wrestling centric
yeah,
episode.
wrestling centric episode, which is making an impact. Get it?
And
Um, Trip around the multiverse with your host, the Death Machine, Kyle Charles,
the man who hears the battle cry under the wool sky. CY Chung.
and this week or this episode, we're going to be talking about two huge. Well, one was, but yeah, both are huge.
Yeah,
Wrestling events that happened over the weekend.
yeah.
One being Impact Wrestling's Slammiversary, not Slammiversary, and WWE's Money in the Bank,
Yeah.
which was
Just before we get to that, I asked Kyle to watch AEW Dark Elevation
yep.
on the 21st of June 2021 because my buddy Darian Bankston's on the show.
Yeah.
He got destroyed by Power Household, but
Yes.
that's not the point.
Not the point. He was on TV.
No point.
Oh,
When the guy was in the UK, because he's American.
oh, he's American. Oh, okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense now. All right.
He is yeah, because when he was here, like he was speaking American accent, obviously, but he was saying that he was doing drama somewhere in London, like
Okay.
the London University / college.
Yeah.
What did you think of him?
Well, he didn't do much,
No,
but
yeah, that's yeah,
obviously because it was a squash match. But yeah, no,
yes, exactly.
I could see him doing big things.
Yeah,
He could sell pretty good.
yeah, and I have to say as well, not just because I know the guy, but he didn't look like your random jabroni off the street. He
Right.
had gear made with his logos and symbols on it.
Yeah.
So he's like, even though he wrestles around the indies, it's like he put money into effort into making himself stand out and looking good. He could have just came there with blue trunks or something like that, and he was just like, "This, who's this?" He stood out with the stuff that he was wearing. It made him look less like just come here to get squashed.
Yeah, he
Even though
was
that's
wearing,
what he
like,
did.
blue trunks or black trunks with nothing on it. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah, I
out
thought he
there.
did pretty good.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
Yeah,
Obviously, he couldn't do any offense because,
yeah,
as we said, it's a enhancement match or a squash match.
and Powerhouse helped as well. So
Yeah, he's
boom,
like 7 men in one. So yeah, it's not like he's gonna win or
What's
anything.
funny is they spelled his name wrong.
I
They
thought
spelled
so.
his name wrong on the you Powerhouse. So they respect me before right now. So yeah, I was like, oh, he made it into something. Whether he makes more appearances or not, yeah, good on him for getting there because
Yeah, man, good on him.
someone to
So,
Slammiversary,
yes,
Impact Wrestling.
yes, which was on Saturday. I've forgotten the day already. 17th.
Yes, yes,
Yes. Thank you for not making me look stupid. Yeah. We're not gonna go too in depth in any of both of these because we'll be here forever.
yeah.
But overall, before we start talking about the matches we enjoyed and whatever, what do you think of the show?
Pretty solid. Like, yeah, the first match, okay. It had a great first match and a great last match, and everything else in the middle was pretty solid.
Yeah, I'll give
So it
it
was
that.
like it's one of those shows where it hooks you at the beginning
Yeah,
and leaves something memorable at the end.
yeah. Even though something at the end was a bit weird, how it sort of faded out. But yeah,
That was on some people don't think that was on purpose. I think it was though. I'll
same
explain.
here. But yeah, it was just because I didn't notice it to someone. I saw it in there. Someone saying, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Oh, okay, that is weird." But all right, whatever. But that seems like it. Not no knock on Impact or anything. But that's
Yeah.
something they would do.
Oh, you mean okay? Yes. Because they are not exactly known for their production quality, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. So if it's kind of on brand for them. Like I
Yeah.
said, no disrespect on whatsoever.
Well,
But
to be fair, if it wasn't on purpose, you'd think it because of how they've been usually doing their things. It actually was on purpose. It was
Yeah.
purposely done wrong.
yeah,
But it's actually done wrong, and it's just a signature of them to do it wrong.
yeah, and they're just going with it. Like,
Yeah.
people know what we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, this gave me reason to actually I might start watching Impact more.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's just go skim through the matches, unless you've got anything to say in particular about certain matches, right? We'll just name the matches and then we'll say whether what we thought of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Ultimate X is always good, by the way. Yeah.
yeah,
Ultimate X. It was Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, Pete Williams, Rohat Raju,
yeah. Rohat Raju. Yep.
and Josh Alexander, who's the X Division champion.
Yes.
In this match, when I say a stunt show, right, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Some great spots where they had the massive submission chain.
Oh yeah.
Right. Who was it? Ace Austin in the. Wait, no. It was Trey Miguel, who's in the sharpshooter and also a crossface.
Yeah.
Pete Williams, who was putting the sharpshooter on, got a headlock put on him by Ace Austin.
Yeah.
Who was then put in the sleeper by Chris Bay, who was in an ankle lock, dangling off the top rope because Josh Alexander was holding on the red X with his legs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's quite neat. Yeah, and then Rohat decided to unlock his hold and just get a chair and just smack everyone.
Yeah. Like, he's thought, hey, this is dumb. He looks amazing, but why am I still in this? And just got the chair. I was like, yeah, good on him. You're a smart man.
Yeah.
In this match, though, he's played like a bit of the comic relief and a bit of the spoiler because anything good was happening, he was sort of like cut it down and then like, I'm gonna try and use logic.
That's the true heel from in the X Division when you're expecting all this stuff. The guy who just starts shutting it all down is the guy you boo.
Yeah, I was like, good on him. I like this guy.
Chris Bay did a jumping top rope. It looked like a cutter to Ace Austin. You remember that?
Yeah.
Was it supposed to be a cutter or not?
I think it was because he's finishing, if I'm correct, is a cutter.
Yeah. But I think he grabbed him a bit funny.
Yeah, he looked a bit dodge. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
And then I don't want to note this down because when he did it, and I think one of the commentators was I can't remember which commentator, Matt Striker or D'Lo Brown was like, "What the hell was that?" And the other goes, "That is Ultimate X, my friend." I was like,
"Yeah,
welcome."
It's like, yeah. But I respect him because I think Matt Striker shouldn't have made that obvious. And I like how D'Lo just like, yeah, I'm an X, anything can happen. Because we don't actually know what's going on. And it worked.
Yep, and then P. Williams spamming Canadians Destroyers to everyone. I was like, oh my goodness, man.
Oh, the best one was when I think he did it off of someone's shoulders.
He did it to Chris Bay off Josh Alexander's shoulders. Yeah.
That looked, wow.
Yeah, that looked nuts.
Yeah, and I did worry for a while, like,
yeah.
If that went a tiny bit wrong.
Yeah, not only that, but after spamming all those, P. Williams tailbone, like, yeah. I mean, I hope he clearly knows how to land it, but it's just like, wow, even from that height.
Yeah.
And that many, I just hope you don't hit one wrong and you got to be like, ow.
Yeah. And like, it's not like, I'm not saying he's old, but he's not the same P.E. Williams he was back in like early 2000s where he was like in his early 20s.
Yeah, probably had less injuries.
Yeah.
Back then, you know.
But it was good to see the Canadian muscle. I love that guy.
Josh Alexander won, but it was a good match. I enjoyed that match.
It was a good match.
You know what you expect with these kind of matches.
Yeah.
Not to say that it's just about these type of matches, but...
But I kind of knew he was going to win, and I was kind of glad about that.
Yeah.
Because I sort of follow Impact, but not a lot, and everyone here, I can't really see them taking title off him at this moment.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how they elevate him.
Yeah.
I personally just think this... Okay, here's the issue I have slightly with Impact Wrestling is where they put the X Division title on the placement of their cards. You need to either put it further down near all the other titles or in the middle somewhere to have a break between the different types of matches. Yeah. But putting it at the beginning kind of devalues it, especially since it's probably set to be one of the better matches on the card. Maybe put more than an X Division match to begin with, right? But then you've got nothing right all the way down to the end, or in this particular card, that brings up the level of craziness again.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, I can see why they did it, because, like, remember, like, back in the day when Money in the Bank was at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
And they'll put that on first.
Yeah.
It kind of made sense
Yeah,
but that's probably because there was more of a live crowd. But this
yeah.
live crowd was
Well,
about like 20
well, it's
people.
different as well. The Money in Bank's not for a title; it's
Mm,
for a contract for the a title match, right? You can have
yeah,
that kind of anywhere,
yeah,
but if you want to make a title not look lesser than other titles, stack it
yeah,
around where everyone else's titles are going to be.
yeah. Because
It's just because it's the last three title matches are for the tag titles, the women's title, and the world title, right?
yeah, you should have
And
spaced
there's
that out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. On to the next match. Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood
yeah.
versus Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green.
Well, surprise partner, Chelsea
Uh,
Green. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Um, again, I kind of saw it coming that it was going to be Chelsea Green.
yeah.
It wasn't really that much of a surprise.
I don't think they were kind of trying to make it a surprise either. They might kind of made it pretty obvious.
Yeah, because when you see the little promo bit before in it, and
Yeah.
Scott Demore goes, "It's going to be a hot mess." You're like, "Huh, yeah."
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But in a way, it kind of is a surprise because when she was in Impact, she was Lacey Von Ness,
Laurel Von Ness.
Laura Von Ness. Yeah, so Chelsea Green, kind of a new person, but not really a new person.
What I liked about this match is the whole end sequence. So
Yeah,
like the rest of the entire match was pretty solid, right? But
yeah,
the end sequence stuck with me because um was it Tennille Dashwood tries to do a low blow on Matt Cardona.
yeah,
She hurts her. She's turning her arm like she's hurt, and he pulls a cup out, the
yeah,
the groin protection cup that athletes would have,
yeah,
right? And then he shoves it in the face of Brian Myers.
yeah. I was like, oh, that's
And then he's selling like his face is melting from acid, of course.
yeah, because he's filling another man's junk. Yeah,
Yeah. And Chelsea Green does a Canadian destroyer on him, and I'm like, well, I'll finish the sequence first, and then we'll go back to that.
yeah,
He sells it, rolls out of the ring, and then I think Tennille Dashwood tries to attack. Oh yeah, Matt Cardona does a senton flip outside to the cohorts of
yeah,
Tennille Dashwood and Brian Myers, so he's out the ring. Tennille Dashwood tries to attack Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green gets behind her and gives Tennille Dashwood a low blow.
yeah,
And I was like, what? All right, fine. And then she gives hits the Unprettier for the win.
yeah,
I was like, all right. I find it kind of funny to low blow someone after they've been blowing everyone else so much. That's
yeah,
the joke of it. But I do remember a sequence where China got low blowed way back in the 90s, and she
yeah.
didn't sell it.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember that. I'm like, oh,
we're gonna have to be consistent. 'Cause I think it was in WCW actually. Perry Saturn did a low blow to Tori Wilson at one point, and she sold it. So I was like, what is this?
that makes no sense.
Well, I mean, do ladies sell or not sell when they get hit by what's
Yeah.
there's no consistency. But this is wrestling. We don't, whatever,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. Just
Um,
out the window in wrestling.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I didn't mind this, but I just thought Chelsea Green should have not done a Canadian Destroyer because P. Williams already did so many.
yeah.
So
It's kind of. I get that she's Canadian, so it's technically a Canadian thing to do, like a sharpshooter. But it was like spammed 11 times in the last match before. Literally, if this match was later on in the card, then fair enough, you could have sort of done it. But it was the
yeah,
match
I
right
think
after it.
she should have just avoided doing it. Not to say okay, it's a good move, and she looked good doing it, right?
Yeah,
And she can do good on her, but yeah, I think she could have found something else to do.
yeah,
Like you said, because we saw it so many times, and you're not going to do it better than the guy who's mastered it as well. So
yeah.
that's the tricky one. And I don't think it was necessary for her to do that anyway. She could have done something else.
Yeah. She could have done, because I know her old finisher when she was Royal Van Ness was the stomp, so she could have just done that.
Yeah, I suppose she could have. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, all right, well.
But that was all right. W. Morrissey versus Eddie Edwards.
Ooh. I was talking to a friend at work about this, and I really like this match. I really like W. Morrissey.
See, and is it because W. Morrissey looks like a 7-foot version of Edge?
No, that like when he was Big Kaz, not being bad or anything, he wasn't in the greatest shape, was he?
Yeah.
And he wasn't really that menacing.
Yeah.
But now because he's like super jacked,
Yeah, yeah.
and he legit looks like a 7-footer. You're like, oh
Yeah.
wow,
I think as well because his face looks a bit more ragged.
yeah,
I mean, because of age or whatever, right?
yeah,
But what I'm saying is he looks mean,
yeah,
and it suits his character.
yeah, and because he's like super violent now as well,
Yeah, exactly.
and he's a
I'm
big
not sure
guy.
about what do you think about him just wrestling in jeans, essentially?
I think it
Like,
suits him.
yeah.
Yeah, it suits the like angry man gimmick.
Oh yeah, I suppose it does kind of.
Because like it's either that or he wears the trunks again, which looks weird
Nah,
with that tool.
I think that there's got to be some sort of. I don't know if. Yeah, I'm not sure if tights would suit him, but then Lance Archer wears tights as well, so
Yeah,
it's not as if the Angry Man gimmick didn't work with tights. But then again, Dean Ambrose doesn't wear tights, so hey,
Yeah.
whatever.
and I don't know because
I
the other
just-
would
You need
like
something to make him stand out a bit more, other than wearing jeans and stuff. And because then you can sell merchandise with a symbol or something like that. Just there's got to be
yeah.
a bit more to his look.
He's a heel, so he doesn't really need merchant.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
shouldn't
like-
be worried about that. Yeah.
The only other thing he could wear, but then he'll get the wrong image from it, is like if he wore the leathery sort of pants like Diesel did, and everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Nash. Yeah,
Yeah. Forget that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he's a big guy who can actually move and wrestle, unlike other big men who we've spoken about in drones at
So
this point.
I didn't expect to be engaged by this match, but I was like, you know what? It's actually a pretty good match. I know Eddie Edwards has been a two-time Impact champion.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're either sacrificing Eddie Edwards to get Morrissey over,
Yeah.
or they're using Edwards to propel Morrissey to a certain position on the card.
I think it's a bit of both because Eddie Edwards basically is their new version of AJ Styles. Like he's the guy they always rely on because he's a good person and he's a great wrestler. So hence both times they put the title on him because not being bad, no one else was there and he was there. No, like no disrespect to him, but it's sort of that's how he's become, which is quite bad in a way.
Look. Look, it's fair because that's kind of a good position to
It's
be.
a good position
Because you can float up and down that's like the mid card to upper card, and into the main events whenever they need you, and then come back down. So
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I just don't want what happened to AJ to happen to him. Sort of like say 2 years from now that we want to keep you, but we're going to cut your money by like a fourth and bring in some other guys. Hence why AJ left the first time.
No. Because they're not hemorrhaging money that need to pay Hogan or Bischoff. So and all their friends. So they whatever they're making now should be all right.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, hopefully Eddie. I like him. He's a good guy. But yes, very good match.
Him and like Eddie Edwards and Chris Sabin are the two guys I want to see back in the main event, upper mid card area.
Yeah.
Like challenging Omega for the title. And you can sacrifice them both to Omega, don't matter. I'm just saying they were in their position before, but they didn't get any pushes behind them. So it's good for them to be mainstays in that area.
Yeah. It's good on them.
Yeah. Well, if they were to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, next match, squash match, by the way. Finn Juice versus Shira and Fulton.
Yeah.
Nothing really to say about it. It's just a surprise random match, right?
Yeah.
Just come out. Fulton and Shira come out, start causing a bit of trouble.
Yeah, because they weren't allowed in the Omenex match to be behind their friends.
Scott D'Amore comes out, says, if you want to fight, here it is. Finn Juice come out, bam, that's it. Well, not as quick as I said, but we probably talked about it. From what we've been saying from the point we started talking about it, it was probably longer than the entire match, maybe.
Wikipedia says the match was 1 minute 15. Yeah. I think we spoke longer than that. So, yeah.
So, next match after that, Moose versus Chris Sabin.
Yeah.
Now, I think at this point, by the way, I was hoping for Sabin to win. I think Moose's contract was coming up during before this pay-per-view or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think he signed within a couple of weeks before.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I hope if his contract does come up, I hope Chris Sabin wins, right?
Yeah.
And now he signed a new contract. I was like, I still hope Sabin wins because Moose was challenging for the world title before.
Yeah.
Right. And he lost. So if you get a guy to beat Moose, you can push him up to the as a world title challenger.
I didn't look at it like that, but I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, my boy Chris Sabin won with a roll up, a victory roll pin.
Yeah,
It was actually a pretty good hard hitting power match
yeah,
because
man.
for moves. And Chris Sabin's been like the and I don't like to say, oh, okay, people should kick out people's finishers,
Yeah,
but if Chris Sabin weren't going to get a definitive win, like a proper 1-2-3 count
yeah.
KO finish, Moose should have hit him with Moose's finisher and Sabin kick out, and then when Moose picks him up to do something else, then you can have Sabin do the roll up and just makes kind of them both look better in a certain way.
I don't know
Because
because
Bruce would be surprised that someone kicks out his finisher, picks him up to do it again, cocky and confident and overconfident, and then get rolled up. And then Chris Sabin, he kicked out of a finish, and he found a way to get the win.
I don't know because if it was anyone else, I'll say yeah, but
Yeah,
because it's Moose and where their trajectory they're going with Moose, because obviously they're doing with Moose that. Well, this is what I've sort of picked
yeah,
up myself that he's hubris is what beat him in it,
yeah.
rather than someone out wrestling him.
Well,
Well,
it's true because
yeah,
they like you're saying, Chris Sabin got the win, and then he basically rolled out the win and flopped onto the floor,
yeah,
and then the camera was on Moose,
yeah,
telling how did I get pinned like that?
yeah.
I was like, yeah, you know who they were more concerned with. But I'm like, you can throw Chris Sabin to Kenny Omega and let him get pinned.
But the thing is,
It,
I know you like Saban, but the thing
yeah.
is, Saban's not a draw, is he? He's not
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Well, I mean,
because
yeah,
like not being bad.
yeah.
People will more want to see Omega and Moose again, or Omega Callahan, rather than Omega Saban.
Well, yeah, they do have to have some work to push Sabin back up to that level if they were going to do that. It's fair enough.
Yeah, so it's like we're not really gonna bother because
Well, yeah, yeah. But I think there should be some sort of mid-tier title for Sabin just to elevate him. Because they don't have any mid-tier title for the men's division anymore.
well, it's
Other than the tag titles, but
yeah, because the X division is what it is at this point. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, they've done a lot of damage to the X division.
Yeah,
Between I think when the Hogan Bischoff era, they didn't care about it.
yeah, and especially when they had that whole rule, the X division, that you can sort of cash it in to get a world title shot.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
sort of kind of
Yeah,
muddies that title as well, isn't it? So
yeah, and then it can only be triple threat matches,
yeah,
and then there was a weight limit, and then there wasn't a weight limit,
yeah,
and then Rob Van Dam was above the weight limit, and he still won it anyways.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like the Hogan Bischoff era didn't care,
no,
and then made the title look proper secondary,
Yep.
second. All right, on to the next match. The
Wait,
Good Brothers.
before we go
versus-
on,
yeah.
Moose's entrance gear was amazing. That's what I'll say. He was a Greek god. That was amazing. So carry on. That's fun to bring it up. Moose.
Tag title match. Good Brothers versus Willie Mack and Rich One versus Falabal and No Way. Not No Way Jose, by the way. Just No Way.
No way. But how they
And-
got around it was no way, Jose.
Is that what they did?
Yep.
Because I thought they were chanting No Way
Yep.
Jose as the taunt that not the taunt, but the sequence of words that people usually say. They introduce the guy as No Way, and No Way Jose as in it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, fair enough. They didn't credit him as that,
No
so
Way.
they got around the
Yeah.
trademark ish.
Even though,
versus-
just let him have the name. No one cares. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because his gimmick is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Versus Violent by Design, who are the champions. Now, let's just quickly say about Noah Jose that WWE don't care about this guy, really. So whether you say he's the exact same gimmick going to that position, if Impact make him look good, you know, it just makes it look like a jobber in NXT can beat certain people in Impact, and you can kind of look at it that way. So I don't, yeah.
It's a weird, yeah. And it's kind of going back to an old thing like Impact used to do. Well, not an Impact. I'll give him credit. What like TNA used to do.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you were in WWE. You was like a bottom of the card, and we're gonna hire you. Now you're champion. It's like,
Yeah. We'll push you to the top of the beyond the mid card into the upper card, and maybe we'll slap a title on you, you know. And then when you go back to WWE, they make you look like a jabroni, therefore
Yeah.
making our company look like a jabroni, whatever.
Yeah. So, okay, cool.
So the Good Brothers win.
Yep.
What did you think of this match?
It was okay.
Yeah, I don't have many notes on it.
No.
Yeah,
Um,
not much to say on it really.
kind of knew the Good Brothers gonna win because I knew not they were gonna win. It's either gonna be them or Violent by Design were gonna win because
Mm.
Follow Bar and No Way Jose.
Yeah, and really Willie Mack and Rich Swann, you're like these guys just randomly put together to fill the gaps.
Yeah, even though they actually are friends in that whole in Impact, but they've both become sort of jobbers now because
Well, you just can't slap a random team together and expect them to
yeah,
like with no history. Even though WWE does this, I'm just saying it's like at least if they team together for a little bit more time, then and actually become
a proper tag team,
a proper recognized team, then
Yeah.
But,
And the sad thing about that as well,
Yeah.
Rich Swann was champion, so
Exactly.
and Willie Mack was X Division champion not that long ago, and look how they've
but
fallen.
like we're saying, they could probably be contenders to that the Good Brothers challenges.
Yeah,
And that way, Rich Swann can kind of not re-challenge Kenny Omega, but kind of be back in that circle.
yeah.
All right.
Hopefully.
So if that's the plan, good. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see.
if not,
Deonna Purrazzo versus Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa. Yeah, my woman. It's a really good match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did want Thunder Rosa to win because I'm
Yeah.
a huge Thunder Rosa fan, but
Yeah.
I knew she wasn't going to win because she's NWA.
Yeah, and the virtuoso gimmick don't work if if she gets beat, you know.
Yeah, especially she's got like a title versus title match in AAA.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks, so yeah, it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If she lost it.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match. The Hardcore Country came out afterwards.
Yeah.
Mickey James.
Country.
Yeah. And then, was she a commissioner in the ladies? No, she was commissioner for NWA.
Yeah, ladies division. Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? It'd be funny if she was a commissioner in TNA. She just come out and decide to give herself a title shot, but that's not the case. Somehow she's the commissioner in NWA, and someone got herself a title shot in Impact. But whatever.
Because I know NWA's got a pay-per-view event coming up called Empower, and it's like a woman's exclusive pay-per-view event, and they're inviting women from all like different companies.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
Cool.
But the challenge that was thrown out makes sense, and then how they had to basically rush the build for it kind of makes sense as well. So
Yeah.
it's fair enough.
I'm up for it.
Though if it doesn't, how are they going to promote something on your show that doesn't happen on your show? However, things have like New Japan, TNA, New Japan, Impact Wrestling, and AEW all advertise other things on each other's show.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily going to happen on those.
Show.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, we'll see. We'll see what.
We'll see. I'm interested.
They'll probably just be like, give a quick recap of what happened with this person in that match.
Unless something big happens, like for example, one of them win the other company's title, then they'll sort of
exactly
mention it in passing.
So, final match: Kenny Omega versus Sam Callahan. Great match. Great match, and I like the crowd because Omega is basically the invader. They boo him. They don't boo him because they hate him, but it's like they're kind of playing along because they know how good he is.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, we respect you so much, we'll boo you as the heel you're meant to be.
Yeah. You're the invading force.
Yeah.
And we know like you.
Yeah, this match was crazy. Pile drive from Callahan right after the beginning. You're like, whoa.
Yep. This match is longer than I thought it was. It's
about half an hour.
minutes. Yeah, half an hour.
Yeah.
And there were so many crazy spots. There was pizza cutters, forks.
Kenny doing the "You Can't Escape" with a moonsault on a trash can.
Yeah.
Which hit Sammy Callahan's legs, by the way. But,
and I like how commentary just said, "Yeah, hit him in the leg," rather than, "Oh, he didn't get all that maneuver."
Yeah. And Sammy Callahan sold his legs as well. So kind of, pile driver. Kenny got pile driver through the table. Yeah. Power bomb through a corner table as well.
Yeah. Kenny hates his
Um,
body.
Kenny coming back with a V trigger and a Kataro crusher onto a chair,
Yep, that was
and then a
amazing.
power bomb onto that chair.
Yep.
And then another V trigger after that. No, they were hitting each other with hard stuff.
Yeah.
And I haven't usually seen Mega in this hardcore of a match.
No, because even his death match with Moxley wasn't as hardcore as this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's the pile drivers that helped tip things over here. By the
Yeah.
way, just because you like they're the most dangerous maneuvers in wrestling. They are dangerous, by
They
the
are
way. No.
dangerous.
But the way that people aren't allowed to do them makes them extra and dangerous.
Yeah, so when you see it, it's like, ooh, that's a
Yeah.
dangerous move.
Yeah.
Remember the pole driver was like a signature move and people kicked out of it.
Yeah. There was another one where Kenny stacked a table, a trash can, and a chair on top of it, and then superplexed Sammy Callahan onto them.
Yeah.
And there was a tombstone by Kenny onto a barbed wire chair on Sammy Callahan. Like, wow.
Yeah. Ooh.
Um, there was the ref got a pile driver as
Yeah.
well. So I think Omega threw salt into Sam Callahan's eyes.
Yeah.
Sam Callahan was grabbing around and then grabbed the ref and pile drive the referee. And I'm like, hold on a minute. When these things happen, you're like, wait a minute. But
That
I think
makes
Kenny
no
Omega's like
sense.
100 pounds heavier than the referee.
Not than that. What made no sense to me, but I found quite funny.
Yeah.
He knew Kenny was outside the ring when he threw the salt in his eye. So how could, in a split second, Kenny get in the ring and stand up in
Yeah.
time for him? You know what I mean? I was like,
I wanted to say that at this point, Sammy Callahan clearly thought Kenny Omega was like a horror slasher villain.
yeah, he's teleported. Oh, okay. And I was like, and like you said, you can kind of tell the difference between picking up Kenny to do a pile driver and picking up a referee.
Considering he pile drive Kenny a good couple of times before that,
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the referee was screaming, "It's me, Brian Hebner, not Kenny Omega." And
Yeah.
salt doesn't change your hearing, but okay, cool, whatever, you know.
I think Kenny Omega hits Callahan with the belt, then pile drives him onto the belt. But from the angle they had it, you could see he clearly didn't hit the belt. He hit one of the straps rather than the center of the belt.
Yeah, but you got to remember, the strap is the most dangerous part of the belt.
Just like the apron is the most dangerous part of the ring.
But it's not. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And then shenanigans.
Yeah. Yeah. But with the thumbtacks, right?
Yeah.
That Kenny Omega puts thumbtacks in his own knee pad to get to V trigger Sammy Callahan. It's like, wait a minute, these thumbtacks are gonna go into your knee.
Yeah, I was like, I get what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make sense.
But I did like it that he obviously it's not as gruesome as I'm gonna make it sound, but he put thumbtacks in Sammy Callahan's mouth and then he V triggered him.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, ooh, but that looks nasty because it looks nasty, not because it actually is going to be nasty. Not gonna be a Ricky O situation.
No, where just things explode.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I suppose if they did it, and then so he has the thumbtacks in Sam Callahan has the thumbtacks in his mouth, and when Kenny V triggers and Sam Callahan spits all the thumbtacks out. But that's going to be dangerous because if he swallows some, that's going to be. It's not worth the spot.
No, punching your lung. Nah, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. V trigger one finger angel onto the tacks, win.
Yep.
Yep. And then we going towards the end, what we mentioned before. The Good Brothers come out to celebrate with Kenny.
Yeah.
Too sweet, but then the Bullet Club music plays, and boy Jay White walks out with his never open weight title.
Yeah. And they were like, "Hey, too sweet, me brother," and he's just looking at him. And then, what we spoke about earlier, someone starts running to the ring, and the credit comes up saying Impact Wrestling, like big bold print. You're like, so wait, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
So I think they meant to cut it out, like, oh, what happened next? Tune in for more, like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But this is Impact. Yeah. If it wasn't, oh yeah.
That's one thing you give the WWE. Stuff like that don't happen.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
typical Impact. If it
Yeah.
was, or it wasn't, you just be shrug your shoulders and go, yeah.
It's like,
What do I expect from Impact Wrestling?
yeah, it's like you couldn't. That's why I feel bad for Impact, and I love it at the same time. They can never peak because, like, they've never hit that greatness because that one small thing will mess them up like that.
Yeah,
Like that pay per view to me was like really great. I'll give it
yeah,
like a
yeah.
B plus.
So this and the previous Impact Wrestling pay-per-view we bought
Yeah,
yeah, they're both good.
really good. So
Yeah,
maybe want to check out Impact a bit more.
yeah. Well, yeah. At the very least, we know from the pay-per-views we watched, like they're putting on good matches
Yeah,
when you're feeding them money.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. And you never know who's going to show up with Impact
Yeah,
as well, which
yeah.
is awesome.
It's good for them. They got the allegiances with
Yeah,
different organizations.
because
Even NWA throwing themselves in there. It's
yeah,
like, nah, just wait for Ring of Honor.
yeah. Poor Ring of Honor. Because if I remember, if you did you see the trailer for Bound for Glory? Because that looks like it's gonna have loads of different companies there as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
I'm
Samoa
looking
Joe
forward
was
to
on it, and Okada was on it, but Samoa Joe's not going to be over
that.
there.
Yeah, because they showed a sign of who's gonna be a part of Bound for Glory. Obviously Impact, the NWA, AEW, New Japan, and AAA. So
Oh, if they do like a mega event for their Bound for Glory,
yeah,
good.
yeah, they should do that.
But we'll see, we'll
We'll
see.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, and do you reckon Kenny Omega will keep the title to Bound for Glory and then lose it there, or do you reckon he'll just hold it beyond that?
I hope.
So he's still got time.
Yeah, I hope that's where he loses the Impact title because it makes more
Yeah.
sense.
I think he'll probably lose. Do you reckon he'll lose the AEW title before or after the Impact title?
I think he should lose that afterwards. That should be like the last belt he loses, the Impact one. I mean, the AEW one should be the last belt he loses.
Yeah, so he starts having his downfall.
Yeah, and that's the one he tries to keep on hold of, and then he loses it. Because I think
Okay.
he's got a match. He might have a match with Hangman Page, but I think if it's the first match for the title, Hangman Page should lose, and then at the event near the end of the year, that's where Hangman beats him and gets the title because it makes more sense.
Yeah. Because there's a positioning Hangman. Like right now, he's coming back into the title picture.
Yeah, and for him to win it straight away, it'd be a bit weird, and it wouldn't make the story come full circle.
Exactly. He needs to lose and then go back up.
Yeah.
He needs to go down with a fight for definite. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Shifting on to Money in the Bank 2021.
Which was on Sunday, the 18th of July.
Yeah.
Yes.
I find it strange. Did you watch the pre-show?
Dude, I didn't, and then I wish I did.
Oh, yeah?
Because I heard the Uso match. Uso and the Mysterio match was pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I skipped. I just watched the main card.
Yeah. And there's one of those things, I could go back and watch it, but I can't be bothered. Which sounds really bad.
Yeah, I was just like, so you put Bianca Belair on the poster?
Oh, yeah!
She's not on the actual card?
No, I just remember that now.
Not even on the pre-card, right?
Nah, because originally it was meant to be her and Bayley.
Yes, that's probably why.
At Money in the Bank, because Bayley got injured.
Yeah.
She had a title match with Carmella on SmackDown instead.
Yeah.
Which.
Yeah, well, okay. To be fair, at that point, they already had the posters out, so you couldn't really do anything.
Yeah.
But she might have been all right if you just had her come out, challenge someone. I was saying, I was going to fight it for the title anyways. I was going to defend it anyways. Whoever come out, and then she just squashes it. And if Carmella comes out, she can get squashed. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I don't think they want to squash Carmella.
Yeah.
It could not even. They could at least had her on the card, like interview, saying, "Yeah, I was meant to wrestle, but it is what it is." Like, at least show her.
Or she could have. You know what? It would have been best if she just sat on commentary during the women's Money in the Bank match.
Yeah. So at least she's
it'd be
there.
Like whoever might challenge for my title, so I'm just going to scout the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give her more exposure. Yeah, it makes no sense.
So, first match being, by the way, the women's Money in the Bank match
Yeah.
with Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Asuka, Nikki, Ash,
Yeah. Nikki,
Naomi,
almost superhero. Yep.
yeah, Zelina Vega, Natalia, Tamina. Oh wait, yeah.
Yep.
That's just yeah. There was no one else.
No. It was yeah.
What are you saying about Nikki Ash, by the way, who was formerly Nikki Cross,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
I just okay. They got Karrion Cross, okay.
Yeah.
Like, are you changing Nikki Cross's name simply because you got Karrion Cross and you don't want people to get confused because you think people are idiots?
More than likely.
He's Karrion Cross with a K and she's Nikki Cross with a C.
C. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Okay. So she was formerly Nikki Storm,
Yeah.
but actual name. Sorry.
And at one point, was she Nikki Crossstorm?
No. She was Nikki Storm before she went to WWE, right?
Yeah.
But I think so. Her actual name is Nikki Glencross.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if she actually used that as a ref name, but you can just give her actual name.
Yeah.
It's still consistent. Whereas Nikki, what are they calling it? Nikki Ash.
Well, not than that. Nikki A.S.H.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. A bit weird. It's just a bit weird.
Like, if they just said Nikki Ash, I'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
But because they keep saying Nikki A.S.H.,
Yeah.
it just sounds too long-winded. You're like,
Yeah.
what?
And I have to give her credit. She's actually going full on with this wannabe superhero gimmick thing.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she's hating it or anything like that.
No. Because apparently,
No.
I'll say apparently, it was her idea, innit? And said, yeah, cool, go for it. And
She's
this
committed,
is
yeah.
her. Yeah. It's like, cool.
What did you think of Sister Alexa's magic powers?
Moving on. Check it.
Well, okay, let me just explain why to the people, right? So, Zelina Vega is climbing up ladder. Sister Alexa climbs up the ladder on the other side. And as Zelina Vega is reaching for the briefcase, Alexa looks at her, and then there's some massive pause, and then Alexa raises her hand, and so does Zelina Vega, like she's a mirror. And so then Alexa Bliss starts climbing down the ladder, and Zelina Vega does that as well. When everyone's like, what?
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah. I don't mind the supernatural Alexa gimmick, but when you do stuff like that, which is kind of like, yeah, she's got supernatural powers, but kind of, yeah, if you're in a crowd watching it and you don't have the commentator to tell you, it's just like something weird happened.
Yeah. That they was just gonna stop this whole supernatural mind control stuff when they got into the live crowd and got out of Thunderdome, but
yeah,
I guess not.
Actually, you know what's kind of funny as well? Okay, so now I'm gonna say something and it's gonna start sounding weird, but I'll get onto a reason why. Okay. So when Alexa Bliss comes out in the kind of supernatural themed skirt, sundress that she usually does have,
yeah.
Then she took it off, right, the skirt bit, and she got a pop because everyone's thinking, oh, she's going back to normal Alexa Bliss gear, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be none of the supernatural mumbo jumbo. Now I want to say, not the crowd was cheering because the lady's taking off her skirt. That's not what it was about. It's the same pop that Okada got when he took off the trap. He had what were they called him when he was the sad Okada? I can't remember what it was. The crazy when he was Red Rainmaker or something like that.
I can't remember because like a podcast I listened to, they called him Balloon Okada because that's when he was going
Balloon Maker or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So then when he was facing Jay White, and he finally he had the trousers on to begin with, and then he took the trousers off and he had his normal biker shorts. Yeah. Everyone cheered.
Yep.
That's the same here. It was like, oh, okay, she's back to her normal gear. None of the supernatural mumbo jumbo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then didn't happen.
But you kind of noticed when the lights went back up, you saw she had like the sort of pale face paint, and you're like, oh yeah, no, she's still.
Yeah.
Yay.
I did like it though, where all the women were kind of scared of it and they just buried underneath a whole bunch of ladders. I thought it was kind of, first of all, put true to the gimmick, right? Yeah. It was like, it's a neat touch, and it's kind of funny on the side as well.
Yeah, it's like I have no problem with this incarnation of her, but it's just getting a bit boring.
Well, look, you can't just when you can do quick camera cuts and stuff like that,
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
yeah, like it's a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you got a crowd in front of you and it's live, you can't really get away with that stuff.
Yeah, it comes kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Fiend works because the Fiend doesn't do none of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But because they went too supernatural with her, it's like it's kind of comical now rather than supernatural.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the ladies end up fighting at the top of three ladders,
Yeah.
and Nikki Ash somehow stealthed up behind them all and grabbed a briefcase while they're all fighting. Now that actually quite a neat ending, but then it's a bit weird. How come no one noticed?
Yeah.
You know, no one can feel another
Ladder.
bit of weight on the ladder.
Yeah.
Well,
cool. It is weird, isn't it?
yeah. And I was gonna say, you know what? I think she kind of deserves it for doing the Nikki Ash character, the almost superhero character, and actually not, being sour face about it. So yeah.
I like it.
We'll talk about. Okay, you know what? Let's just follow up about what happened. No, because we have to wait till the Rhea Ripley match before we talk about what happened on Raw, right?
Yeah.
We'll get to. We'll be consistent.
Yeah.
Now there was a little bit of a segment with the Bloodline, which would be the Usos and Roman Reigns.
Yep.
And Roman Reigns, being the great heel that he is complimenting and condescending to the Usos at the same time. And he was saying to I can't remember what he was saying before this, but then he was looking at one Uso and he was saying, "And you wouldn't be here if it weren't for me." Yeah. And then he looked at one and goes, "And you." And everyone knew what that was about, the DUI.
Like, he broke the fourth wall.
yeah, but it was kind of funny because it was like, what a joker.
And how Jimmy kind of sold it. I was like, yeah, I did bad. Okay.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But that was a fun little note thing for them.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they're serious but not too serious. And there's nudge, wink, wink, but doesn't take you out of it because the Roman Reigns character would actually do that.
Yeah. And I also like the whole, like, Jay's full in with the whole Roman's my tribal chief, and Jimmy's sort of just like tagging along for now. He's like, I acknowledge you too. Yeah, I guess.
Whatever. So I was gonna say why he's saying to them is on the pre-show that we didn't watch. Yeah. The Usos beat the Mysterios.
Yeah.
For the titles.
Yeah.
And Roman's telling them we're gonna be back on top.
Yeah. If you follow me, you're tribal chief. Yeah.
So So next match, Viking Raiders.
Yep.
Versus AJ and Omos, who are the Raw Tag Champions.
Yeah.
Good match. Okay. Like for the crazy stuff they made AJ do, basically had him Omos carry him in that a proper fireman's carry. You know when he's running out of the fire with you, that sort of fireman's carry. He grabbed AJ, threw AJ over the top rope. And AJ landed on Hurricanrana, a Viking Raider on the outside.
Yeah, to Ray Rowe, Or Ivar?
The larger one is right. I don't know their names.
I know their names before they became Ivar and Eric.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I can't remember.
There was a nice springboard clothesline German suplex combo from the Viking Raiders.
Yeah,
and it was the larger one, the big guy.
Yeah,
he did the springboard, and I was like, ooh. Yeah. That's quite impressive, you know? And I was like, quite safely done on AJ as well. I didn't think it looked too bad.
Nah. He didn't land like too high up on his shoulders or anything. Like, it was
really... Yeah, and it wasn't like the guy just clobbed him with a clothesline either. It was like lying up. It was basically just a German suplex with a guy just kind of like with a light push. If you know, like, he wasn't trying to throw force on him.
He wasn't trying to kill him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If it was like one of the Legion of Doom or Scott Steiner, you know what I mean?
It was just stiff as hell for no reason.
Yeah. AJ and Omos won here. Omos did the double-headed choke bomb.
Yeah.
They haven't got a name for it, have they yet?
Nah, not yet. It's just a choke bomb at this point. It's pretty good.
So, it was all right match. It was all right match.
Yeah. Like...
you just didn't think the Viking Raiders were going to win.
Nah, that's the only thing about it. Yeah, which is quite sad.
Yeah.
Because they're a great tag team, but you know they're not going to win against AJ and Omos at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston versus WWE Champion Lashley.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so what did you think? What was your?
I like this match because what it did for Lashley.
Oh yeah, okay. I kind of like. Okay, I agree with you there, right? I
Yeah.
liked part of this match when it was still competitive
Yeah.
with Kofi, which wasn't a lot, by the way.
No.
But then it just became an extended squash, and
Yeah.
Kofi was the champion not too long ago, like last.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kofi Mania people, and then he just got squashed with three. No, not literally squashed because it was an extended one.
Yeah.
Three dominators in a row, then a hurt lock.
But like,
well, Kofi, you're finished.
the thing is with how I see this though, I don't like. I wouldn't call this a bury or anything like that because the story leading up to this makes sense why Lashley just dominated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just like if it was a more competitive match, then usually you'd be like, okay, Kofi was champion and he's a top tier competitor.
Yeah.
You make him look good losing.
Yeah.
Unless he gets a rematch or something like that, but he just looks like he's just going to get not jobbed out, but this is a one and done. You know, you didn't even make him. Lashley came out of here looking good, and that was it.
And Kofi made him look good, getting
Yeah.
beaten up.
Yeah.
And I could see Kofi challenging again for the title, not probably against Lashley because
And probably not to headline SummerSlam, of course, because we know what's going to happen.
We know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
But like later on, I could see him challenging again, and I think Lashley needed this for his character to take him where he's going to go next. And
well, the thing is, if he did it to Woods, Xavier Woods, I would have been like, yeah, okay, you can do this to Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
But then he's not that high rank enough on the card that doing that to him means enough.
Yeah.
I just think they kind of, with Kofi, you could do a bit more than what they've done, but
I think it was doing it to Kofi because everyone loves Kofi.
Yeah.
It feeds into the Lashley aura to make him that even bigger bad.
As much as I wish they didn't do it to Kofi, he was probably the best to do it to if you were going to do it.
Yeah.
By his position on the card and how his pushes are. I mean, look, if it was to Cesaro as well, it wouldn't have been this bad. I mean, but Cesaro is also someone around that same rank that you could do this to and kind of.
Yeah, because I don't think something like this doesn't really hurt Kofi or Cesaro. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's all right. If he did this to someone like, say, Drew or someone else, then you don't think they could come back from that.
Yeah, or they've been like in the bad books.
Yeah. So
the next match, Rhea Ripley, the Raw Women's Champion versus Charlotte Flair. Surprisingly, as well, the best match on the card, I think.
Yeah.
You didn't enjoy it?
No, I loved it. The crowd were idiots, but I loved it.
Oh no, but the crowd got into it. Okay, so explain what you mean.
All right, I'll explain what I mean. Before the match even started, the crowd were just crapping on it, saying, "We want Becky, you guys suck, blah, blah, blah." So Charlotte was like, okay, you think that? Flipped them all the bird.
Yep.
Which I thought was hilarious.
And they tried to blank it out.
Yeah, which failed because as soon as they brought back the feed, you can still see her flipping off the crowd. Right?
Yeah. But she's a heel, so I'm like, why can't she do it? Why are you trying to black her out?
Yeah. It adds to her character, but okay, whatever. Yeah. And then, which made no sense as well, because in the Bobby Lashley promo for the last match, where Lashley said, "This is bull," and they didn't cut it out, but they cut out Charlotte flipping the bird, which makes no sense. If she said the F word, then blank that out, but it's a gesture with your hands.
Yeah. I don't, I think they're overly protective of, okay. So last time, you were saying Rhea Ripley was getting too much of a push, and I was saying about Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
I think they're overly protective of her, and that's why they do it. But she's a heel, and it don't make sense to do it now. I
don't think of that. It's just the things they choose to censor and not censor makes no sense to me.
Oh, that's true.
Because in Raw on Raw the next day, John Cena said something with a spoiler there, and they blank it out. But it's like
Bullshit. BS is a worse word than calling someone an asshole. But okay,
Yeah.
whatever. You know.
So you said the crowd were
Stupid.
yeah. Now I think it's partially because of how over pushed. I don't want to say over pushed really, but they kind of both of them are. I don't want to say fast track to the top of the division, but they stand out amongst everyone else because of what how the company's been behind them.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we got two people that we're kind of not sick of, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
But to be fair to the ladies, they got the crowd into it.
Yeah.
Towards the end of it, they were like, "This is awesome" and stuff like that. So yeah, great stuff, great stuff. Now let's speak about the follow up on Raw.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, we forgot. Yes. Charlotte wins.
Yeah, Charlotte wins. And then what happened on Raw? So Charlotte said, I can beat any woman in this division, roughly along that lines, right?
Yeah, and then
I can beat Rhea Ripley anytime, any place. And Rhea Ripley comes out and says, well,
you
then
can't beat me. Yeah.
You can fight me now then, in that case, right?
Yeah.
And
like,
so
I guess.
They have a match, which is not meant to be particularly any good.
No.
Strangely enough, after they had a really good match, they were like, yeah, we're just going to be biding the time or whatever.
Yeah, paint by numbers.
What was the finish?
I don't actually know what the finish is.
Yeah.
But Charlotte goes to the outside, I think leaving, and then Rhea hips her with a riptide on the outside and walks off. So then Charlotte sort of rolls into the ring. And then Nikki comes running down, cashes in, gives Charlotte a crossbody and pins her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, could at least hit with a different move, but cool, whatever. Nikki's champ, so I'm happy. So, yeah.
Well, look, the good thing is Nikki's champ, right?
Yeah.
Because fair props to her, right?
Yeah.
But bad thing is, why just have Charlotte win the title and then lose the title the next day? Could have just kept the title on Ripley and then
Not even that. They could have kept the title on Charlotte for a bit longer, and then at SummerSlam or something, then Nikki can cash in.
Yeah.
Not
I just feel like they're trying to pad out Charlotte's title reigns. Because they had... Okay, you know what's funny? When they introduced her for this match, and they were saying about how many women's titles she's had, and then they included the NXT titles and her women's tag titles. Then on Raw, they were like, she's 11-time champion or something like that.
Yeah,
they stopped including the other titles.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Why does it matter for her and not anyone else?
Yeah.
Why is no one else's title reigns including NXT and then suddenly retracted?
Yeah. Choose your continuity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem with Charlotte having the title that many times, but it's just in sort of the time space she's had it is a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's look, sometimes you just give it to her just to give it to her. It seems that's what my main problem is. It's not like say she has a significant like when she swapped it a couple of times with Sasha Banks. At least there were like two competitors in a back and forth because of how their power levels were relatively equal. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Then just to win it, to lose it, like how she won it, like when Bayley beat Charlotte for the title.
Yeah, she literally cashed it in that same day. Yeah.
Yeah. So Charlotte literally won it and then got cashed in on.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Anyways, moving on to the men's Money in the Bank. Kevin Owens, John Morrison, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, Riddle, Seth Rollins, Big E, and Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
Kevin Owens took a nasty bump on his knee. And I was like, I don't know what's supposed to be on the rest of this match, yeah? But someone go to Owens and hit him in his thigh with a chair or something, so he don't need to continue the match. As in, hit him with a double thigh, so he can just go outside and sell his knee, and he doesn't need to take any more damage. Because I'm like, oh man, I don't know if he was really selling that knee well, or really did actually hurt himself. Oh, it was Nakamura. Now, okay, to be fair, it wasn't unsafe. Nakamura did the backdrop to a face flop thing, right?
Yeah.
Owens kind of just happened to land when he was trying to stop it. When he was trying to take a flat face bump, his knee happened to catch the corner of the ladder.
Yeah.
So
it was a bit painful.
I was like, just keep him out. Tell him to stay out. Don't don't get him to do anything. But he had to come back and do the spots with a limping leg, and I was like, no, probably not.
Hopefully, it's nothing major.
Yeah,
I hope, because I like Kevin. He's great.
I like, but very convenient how Drew McIntyre wasn't going to take a loss in this match, even though it was not even a title like when someone can get pinned.
Yeah.
No, you have to get your boy Jinder Mahal to come out
Yeah.
with his 2 cohorts and fight Drew McIntyre all the way to the back, just so Drew's not a factor in this match's finish. I'm like, oh, whatever.
I kind of like that because if Drew needed to be taken out of that match for him to look okay, because if someone else got a ladder and he was still like functional, be like, ooh, Drew's the blah blah blah. He shouldn't.
Oh no, yeah, but what I'm saying is that of all the people there, they're like, well, we got the one guy we want to protect. Everyone else can be like, yeah.
Yeah, I get it because he did recently just come off a title reign, so you got to sort of keep him sort of.
Yeah, but then I don't know how much feuding with Jinder Mahal is going to help. You know.
It depends how long that feud.
Yeah, probably go on to SummerSlam.
Yeah, plus it gives Jinder something to do. They kind of rebuilding him back up because again he was a champion and then they kind of.
I like his new bold look, by the way. I don't think his hair looked. I don't know. Yeah, I think it looks more intimidating bald.
Yeah, because it was weird. He got to a point with his hair where he got long, but it looked weird. You're like, yeah, dude, no, go back to being bald because it's that weird stage of not growing.
He's got that. I don't want to. It's not a turban on his head. I can't remember what the exact name for it is.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is now when he starts going to matches, he comes in and he does the old Piccolo where he takes his gear off.
Yeah, that's gangster. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what's the extra funny? If it landed in the ring and it went thump, like it was really heavy. Yeah.
I just hope they do. They make Jinder into something again and not a joke. Like
what I'm saying is he should get the shoulder pads as well. Yeah, that'd be great stuff.
Just come out looking like Piccolo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's his gimmick. And then his 2 cohorts could be like Lord Piccolo, Tambourine and the other guy.
Yeah, I'll be down with that.
Yeah. Okay. So Big E won the match. Yep. It's like, okay, you know what? Yeah. This is not as good a stunt show as the X Division match.
Yeah.
But I think they should have been. Yeah. Here they're kind of a bit more safer. So fair enough.
And I don't know. I think I've said this to you before. Yeah. I've always preferred WWE ladder matches than any other ladder matches.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It might be how it's filmed. I don't know. They just look better, in my opinion. And they draw me in more, but I don't know.
So the final match on the card.
Oh wait, before that, you can when the ladder match ends, and Big E celebrating, you can see Seth's just totally like detracted. Like, what have I done? Where's my future going? Blah blah blah. Like he looks defeated. So then, on his way out, he gets interviewed by interview lady. Forgotten her name. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
And he just breaks down like, no, I've meant to win. I need this, and that's it. No, whoever's champion, I'm saying now, I'm next, blah, 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 blah. He goes off on one, you're like, oh, what is this leading to? Which comes into play later. So I just want to bring that up.
Exactly. So, last match on the card, Universal title match. Roman Reigns, head of the table, the champion, of course.
Yep.
Versus your boy Edge.
Yeah, man. On this day. Yeah. I like this match. I like the beginning, how Edge comes out and everyone's like popped because of his music. Like, oh yeah, it's Edge. He's great. And then
you go first.
No, because it's probably not going to lean to what you say. So you say your bit and I'll carry on.
I was going to say, I like how this match started slowly.
Yeah.
Because the previous match was like hectic.
Yeah.
So they were like, then we're not going to go right into this right away.
Yeah.
We're going to start and then build.
Yeah.
And Roman's character work while they're doing that is basically, just mouthing off, his body language and everything like that. And I'm like, you know what? He's acting, He's being theatrical here. Good on him, man.
Yeah.
Because he's entertaining the crowd by doing the negative things.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing via his head of table character. And he knows how to do all those things to get the right response.
Yeah. Because he even makes Edge wait like 5 minutes before he actually comes out to the ring.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's stubborn ego. I was like, oh, he's the best.
I don't think. Okay, personally, I don't think the match picked up enough to get to a certain point. I mean, when it got towards the this match was too long. Is what I'm saying. They could have cut like maybe 10 minutes or something like that to get you to certain points quicker. But yeah.
I think it being long kind of made the match better, in my opinion.
Well, you know what? It's okay. The more I got to see of Roman's character work, the more I was like, I want to see more of this. But it's not. You know, the match was kind of yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
No, I mean, I like chunks of the match, just not certain bits where there were nothing happening that much. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Eliminate a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there, you know, throughout the entire thing. But anyways, yeah. I just it's the endings with these things that always get me. Is like, fair enough, the Usos come out while Edge has Roman in that crossface with the chair leg,
Yeah.
And the Mysterios then come out to stop them interfering.
Yeah.
But then you have Seth Rollins coming out. I'm like, oh man, come on, man! Like you've given me Roman Reigns who can kick out 6S5. You're telling me he can't get out of a chair crossface?
Yeah.
Like he's a power level 12, right? Out of 10, right? When he's a face, he's a power level 12 out of 10. He's beyond normal. And then when he's turned heel like this, even though he's head of the table, he's got to go power level 7. I'm like, no, if anything, he should still be at that 12 and be extra arrogant and cocky on top of everything else.
No,
because of how invincible he had been before.
No, but then that doesn't bring drama to the match, does it? It's just like, oh, we know he's gonna win then.
No, yeah, but it's consistent. Let's just say we know about consistency.
Yeah, it's consistent, but consistent makes
Look,
it boring sometimes. Like, oh, okay, he's just gonna no-sell this and get out of it. What's the point?
Yeah. I just didn't like. Okay, now I know they're heading to Seth Rollins versus Edge, right? But I just didn't think like how Seth Rollins had come in and helped twice. Yeah, he did have a cool face-off with Roman Reigns that nothing was going to happen on, and then Edge kind of
I know, I liked it because then it makes Edge look like he could have won.
Yeah, I no, but okay, not to. I think Edge can take a loss though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he can take a loss, but
I don't mind. Like for example, if it wasn't so. If Seth Rollins' interfering wasn't just so much in your face, if he was outside and distracted Edge, fair enough, right? But he basically helped Roman win.
Yeah.
Not in a 2-on-1 situation, but like, oh man, a bit like when the Uso helped him Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. It's like, come on, man. You don't need to do it like this. Do it too many times. Like, I know they want to protect Edge, but at the same time, it's like they want to protect Roman. It's like, well, no one's getting protected now.
But like, I see where you're coming from. But then this was the same complaint that people had when Roman was a face. So you got to do these sort of things. So then,
yeah. I know it's true. I know it's kind of hypocritical to say, but I'm just saying, once you've set them at a certain power level.
Yeah, but that's the problem. These power level stuff. It's just like you got to forget about power level and remember like this is going to be
your
a
abilities.
story.
Oh, okay. But what they make it is like your wrestling abilities vary match to match.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, no, there's a certain consistency here at least.
I don't know.
But the biggest surprise of all. Oh, hold on. First of all, Roman hit Edge with one spear.
Yeah.
Right after copious interference by Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And then as Roman's celebrating, I think Edge rolls out and starts fighting Seth Rollins all the way to the back.
I don't think he did. I think he just rolled out.
Yeah. No, he did fight with Seth Rollins all the way to the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then Roman was like, "Give me the mic. I'm gonna say some stuff. I'm gonna mouth off at everyone."
Yeah.
And then, oh boy, John Cena comes out.
Peacemaker. Yeah, he got.
You know what? There was a funny interview before this, right?
Yeah.
Where it was promoting Suicide Squad, and one of these ladies who doesn't watch wrestling, I can't remember what show, but she knew SummerSlam was coming up, and she was like, "So what are you doing on the 21st of August?" I think that was at the time, right? And Cena's like, "What's happening on 21st of August?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "SummerSlam." He's like, "Oh, I see. You tried. Oh, okay. No, you got me there. I'm elsewhere." Doing something else at that time, even though he blatantly knew what he was doing because he had to lie to her because he had to be at this event to advertise SummerSlam.
Yeah. Huh. Jonathan.
Good on him for keeping kayfabe out there, though.
Yeah.
And his excuse where he pretended he didn't realize was better than some excuses where you're like, I can't really say, I don't know. It's just like, he pretended he didn't know, and it worked because the lady didn't push.
Yeah. I actually didn't think he was. I was quite surprised that he was there. I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was going to save him for later, but that's cool.
He got cheers as well.
Yeah, man.
I do know how the crowd is with John Cena, but they're like, John Cena, Super Cena, please, just take down the head of the table, Roman Reigns. We've had enough of him.
It's not even that. It's because
enough of him in a heel way, just like in kayfabe land.
I saw it as like because he hasn't really wrestled since WrestleMania 35, the one when he fought Undertaker in that squash match. Technically, he hasn't wrestled since then.
I'm sure he's wrestled after that.
No, because like you can't really count the 5-5 Funhouse.
Right.
So it's like, oh, he hasn't done anything in like 2 years. So we're happy to see John. Yay!
Yeah.
I love you, John.
I'm interested to see that. Like, so Cena's lost to Roman Reigns before, like a good couple of years ago.
Did he lose to him?
Yeah. It was
Battlegrounds or that, wasn't it?
Vengeance or something like that,
That
right?
was like, yeah, I remember, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. Yes. WrestleMania 36. So you don't count the cinematic match with the Fiend.
Nah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because nothing happened.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've had the match before.
Roman
took 3 FUs, I think, 3 attitude adjustments plus a super attitude adjustment, and he kicked out. And then Roman Reigns, as you know, so he speared John Cena across the tables on the outside, and then he speared him one on the inside later on, and that's it. He won.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still want to see Super Cena versus Roman Reigns because I wonder how that's going to turn out. Because Cena will probably be the major face, but the crowd can still boo Cena because that's how it is with Cena, right? You don't know until wherever they are, whatever location, how people are going to react to John Cena.
Yeah, it's a momentary thing, isn't it?
I do want him to wrestle in the. They need to make a wrestling version of his Peacemaker gear.
Yeah.
Right. That way he can wrestle in it without it. Like obviously, movie props and stuff are expensive, so you don't want to do any damage to that.
Yeah.
But just make a spandex version with the material that flexes as well. So when he has that symbol on, it's just not going to. He can flex his chest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be cool, and then he'll be like his white cargo shorts or something like that for like to be the equivalent to Peacemaker's.
Yeah, they'll figure something out. Hopefully.
Yeah, it'd be cool though. It'd be cool. Peacemaker John Cena.
That's what he should have came out and said.
You know what? If he busts out a new finisher, and he calls it the Peacemaker.
I don't think I'll go that far.
No. He's gonna lose. He's probably gonna lose.
Yeah, he's gonna lose. You know he's gonna lose.
It's gonna be Roman Reigns versus The Rock. I think that where they're going to for WrestleMania. So he's gonna hold the title till then.
Yeah, of course. And we
so
also
I'm
got
to see how it's going to turn out.
Yeah.
So I mean, we are going to be covering SummerSlam anyway. So
yeah, of course. Where we're going to see Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. Which would probably be, I don't want to say a squash, but it'd be a very quick match.
Yeah, Lashley's winning, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes no sense if he doesn't.
Yeah.
And then, because I reckon with the Lashley thing, I think they're building to Big E taking the title of him with the Money in the Bank.
Well, yeah, because until we get past the point where Roman's had this match with The Rock, I don't think anyone's going to be doing anything.
Yeah. So the only logical choice for the cash-in would be on Bobby Lashley. And it would be Big E. Yeah, it makes sense.
Between the two events, by the way, so what would you say? I think I prefer Slammiversary. But yeah, it's not knock on.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I probably have to agree with you because I wasn't expecting much from Slammiversary. No disrespect.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
We were going in there with Slammiversary going TNA. Well, I mean, Impact Wrestling. What do we expect of them? And then, they surprised us.
Surprised me. Yeah. And I enjoyed Money in Bank as well, but yeah. Impact, Slammiversary, Yeah, I enjoyed it a bit more.
Yeah.
Especially because my boy Jay White turned up and did nothing. But yeah.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, also speaking of Slammiversary and Impact,
Yeah.
apparently this week Jay White's going to be in the Impact Zone, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. With it, I think. Well, okay. He's not going to be in the title picture.
No.
So the Impact World title picture, and he's probably going to have a challenge for his Never title. I don't know how they're going to do it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just want the Elite and Bullet Club to become Bullet Club.
Yeah. Well, something, you know what I mean? I think he's keeping away from them for some reason.
Yeah.
Or not particularly involved with them, even though from this angle at the end of Slammiversary, probably should.
Yeah.
To some degree.
They're gonna have
and then turn on them as he would to challenge Kenny Omega. Well, but then you don't want him challenging Kenny Omega for the titles if he's going to lose and he's a New Japan kind of a headliner.
Because it makes those unless he somehow, because it make no sense. Jay White challenging for the Impact title when he's a New Japan star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, the other thing is to have Jay White lose to Kenny Omega to take the Never title and then he'd stack it on his belt collector. But then would New Japan do that? You know.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to have Kenny Omega win the Never title and then at some point Jay White wins the Impact title off him.
Yeah,
but
then
that's just kind of it gets a bit screwy. That's why I'm thinking he's probably going to keep clear of that.
Yeah. Like if Kenny for some reason had like the IWGP title and then Jay White won that off of him, that makes sense. But nothing else sort of makes sense unless they align with each other. And that's the only thing that makes sense and isn't really muddy. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. It's interesting times ahead.
Interesting developments to happen is the best way you can put it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, anything else you want to say?
No, not at the moment. No.
Okay.
Wrestling was good. It was good.
Yeah. So that's us signing off. I am the surprise ending at both pay-per-views. CY Chung.
Sorry, I don't know. And I am the knife pervert, Carl Charles.
Right. Fair enough.
That's one of his names.
And that's us for this episode. Thanks for taking the trip around the multiverse with us.
Yep. Let us know if you watch these events and if you enjoy them. Would you be checking out Impact on a regular basis? Like I might. Yeah. I say might, but yeah. So let us know in the email or comments below. Thank you very much. And see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.